louder, a little bit more passion. Ladies and gentlemen, Natalie. She will be my stagehand today, as well as Harshita. I thank them both greatly, as well as anyone I tested my material out on yesterday. Yeah, are you guys ready to have a good time? Woo! Are you ready to laugh? Yeah! Are you ready to fail your classes next week? Yeah! Yeah! All right. Okay. The suit jacket was just for that opening part. And now, it's off. All planned, I bet. You know, my name's Robert Carhuayo. You probably know that. My stage name, I did this all the time in Miami, was Robbie Carter. And my porn star name is You Chicago Core, because I'll be sure to fuck you. All right. I gotta admit, this whole adulthood thing is weird. You know, I turned 18 last December, so it's official, but it doesn't, it's official. Like, I have bruises from falling off of a beer-soaked table, kind of official, but I don't know. I'm an adult, but I still feel like a kid. But then last night I made a realization. I really am an adult. And you know, you're like, Robert, what gave it away? The hairy balls or the draft card? But hear me out, I really am an adult now. I can do anything. Well, felonies are usually frowned upon if you get caught. But for the most part, I can do anything. And I'm not talking about going to go see an R-rated movie or buying some nudie magazines. I'm talking about something on a whole nother level. Yeah. Swiss Miss. Swiss Miss, ladies and gentlemen. If you are unfamiliar with God's greatest gift to this planet, Swiss Miss is a cheap brand of mystery powder that you add to water, kind of like sea monkeys, and you put it in the microwave to make hot chocolate, which is not at all like sea monkeys. But back to my point, I can do anything. Meaning that if I want to wake up tomorrow morning and I want to get out of my dorm room, walk to the nearest Target, go to goddamn aisle 6 and get myself a lifetime fucking supply of shitty hot chocolate mix, then what the fuck is in my way? Money? I'll find it. Health? I'll take the fucking risk. Morality? I have no needs for your puny morality. With Swiss Miss, I am with God. It's a no-brainer. But yeah, being an adult's kind of cool in terms of all the freedom you get. Not only in terms of Swiss Miss, but also bowling. Yeah, there was this bowling alley down in Miami called Splitsville, and for some godforsaken reason, you have to be 18 years of age to enter. Why the hell do you have to be 18 to go bowling? What the hell's in there? It's literally just, you know, bowling like fucking... It's just bowling. But I tested this theory out, and I actually did walk in at one point when I was 17, and sure enough, they asked me for my ID, so I handed them my Hot Topics reward card, and they promptly kicked me out. So I waited, and you guessed it, I waited. And my 18th birthday rolled around, got my hairy balls, got my draft card, and I knew what came next. Splitsville. So I put on my best suit, black on white with a slim red tie, and I walked on over to the bowling alley. And, you know, there's a huge line, and I already started to hear some mysterious song playing from outside. I walk up to the bouncer, this big, towering, hulking guy, and he's just asked me ID. Handed my Hot Topic rewards card, updated. And a sing-alarm pushes open the door. All of a sudden, I see a strange new landscape. I see these men in black suits with red ties, and these women in slim red dresses, and I just smelled wine and smoke and lust just coursing through the air, and I heard whips crack and a lonesome violin playing. I saw dwarves carrying these wine glasses with strange steaming liquid, and I felt hands brushing past me and touching me just in all of this darkness, and I felt my senses bursting to the point where I walked up to the bartender and I go, "Excuse me, good sir, can I have a scotch on the rocks?" It was just a fucking bowling alley. None of that happened. It was literally just a fucking bowling alley. Why did you have to be 18 to go in there? But I'm gonna look at the script because I forget where I am. But the top, which taught me one of the most valuable lessons about adulthood, I suppose. Expect a lot of disappointment. You go into it thinking it's going to be all this sex, this drinking, this freedom, but in reality, the day you turn 18, the only real thing that changes about you is your age. Well, she makes a good point. Also, the expectations about you change. You know, the second you become an adult, all of a sudden you have to get a job because, you know, you live in a society. For me, that job was working at educational supply store called Get Smart as a cashier. And it was rewarding, you know, the kind of rewarding where you work overtime for a minimum wage, satisfying middle-aged soccer moms and kids with more energy than Dean Boyer on a fucking bike, but not exactly ideal. The worst part of it all was the greeting. You know, in order to keep a friendly image of the company, the second a customer walks in, you just hit them with that, "Hi, welcome to Get Smart, how are you today?" Of course, we live in a society, so they respond with, "Oh, I'm good, and yourself?" We live in a nation of lies. They're not good. They're nuanced and troubled and conflicted. They're having a shitty day. "Oh, I'm great, can I help you find anything?" Because how else is it gonna go? It's not gonna be like, "Hi, welcome to Get Smart, how are you today?" Fuck. My wife left me. She fucking just left me. She said the food was bland, the sex was bland, and I was bland, and she just up and left. She took both the kids, she took the dog. She didn't have to take the dog, but she took the dog too, and I don't even feel motivated to do work anymore, so I might lose my job on top of all of it, and at this point I'm so used to losing things that I might lose my life on top of it. "Oh, I'm great, can I help you find anything?" Because you know damn well my ass is gonna follow protocol. I am there to work. It's not all bad, you know. Being an educational supply store, there's a lot of kids around there for me to mess around with. Not in that way. Not in that way. No. I mean more so like, for example, this one kid, he came running up to the register and he's like, "Excuse me, sir, I found this toy over in the aisle and I don't know where it goes." Fucking narc. Fucking narc. So I decided I had to loosen him up a little bit.
Oh.
Not in that way. Not in that way once again. I got down at his level. I said, "Hey, buddy," looked around. "Just take the fucking toy. Just put it in your pocket. It's fine. I won't tell anyone." He was a little bit nervous, but he put it in his pocket. And it was like probably like his first sentence, something like that. He walks out the store, and all of a sudden there's SWAT teams everywhere, just surrounding the building. There's a helicopter. "Put down the figurine now. Get your hands behind your back and get on the ground. We will not negotiate." Serves him right, nerd. Yeah, but where am I? Middle. Kids are just adults but dumber. They're just shrunken down versions of adults. I wrote this like literally yesterday, forgive me. Yeah, I saw in the store this one time, this little kid running around with a magic 8-ball, and he stops right in front of the register and he just shakes it and he goes, "Am I cool?" He just stares at it. And he just keeps on running. I never even knew what it said. I like to think of that as representing STEM majors. Then there's the econ majors, which was this one kid. We had those like little fake $100 bills. They were only $100 bills, and he's kind enough to count them for me. He puts one down, he goes, $100. I nod, puts another one down. $250. $650. Econ majors. But then there's the political science majors. It's more of an aura, this one. It's not like anything concrete, but I felt it so hard. I was right there. I was stocking like Legos up on the shelves, reaching up and whatnot, and I shit you not. This kid was like a couple feet away from me. Didn't even turn to look at me. He was just staring straight ahead with like his thumbs in his pocket or his belt loop. Like a fucking 40-year-old man surveying his land. Without even turning to me, he goes, "Yeah, I got some pretty cool Legos at home." He sounded like a fucking father talking about his yacht to a fellow golfer. But I decided I had to get out of that cashier gig as soon as I could, and I moved on to something that I actually enjoyed. Comedy. Yeah. I try to treat it like a scientist. I try to analyze it at first. Like I try to learn where laughter came from, and I eventually learned that laughter tends to come from the unexpected. You know, we expect certain things to happen after specific words or phrases are said. And it's when these expectations are subverted that we get laughter and comedy.
Recorder noise!
Yeah. It's why jokes like this work. You know, why did the chicken cross the road? Go ahead. Why did it
To get to the other side.
Get to the other side. Why was 6 afraid of 7?
Because 6, 8, 9.
Okay, why did my wife get full custody of the kids? You see, it's when we're faced with the absurdity of reality that we can't help but laugh. It's why memes work, and I know, it's death for a comedian to talk about memes, but I died inside years ago. So as they say, LeBron James. You know, it's funny seeing how memes have evolved in the past couple of years. They went from really simple, like the classics, "You mad, bro?" "Troll face," "That's what she said." But in the past couple of years, memes have reached this crisp age where they've started to undergo massive changes, causing strange new feelings in the peers around it. That's what she said. But we stopped using them to express superficial desires and emotions, and we started using them to just tell our darkest fears and troubles under a thinly veiled joke. You know, memes today are weird, but most of them share a common theme of the fundamental pain of the human condition. Do you realize what this means? The modern equivalent of to be or not to be is "This is so sad. Alexa, play Despacito." I'll be honest, I don't really think our current comedic taste is necessarily a bad thing. You know, it's the way we were brought up, to laugh at the unexpected, and it's simple, it makes sense to us, and we find it funny, and the reason why we find it funny is simple. It's the way we were brought up. We were told that we could be whatever we wanted, that we could do whatever we wanted, that the world would be ours. These were our expectations, and unfortunately for most of us, they've been completely subverted, because that's reality. So, we can accept it. We can move on from it. But at the very least, maybe we can learn to laugh about it. Thank you, Flint House. You've been absolutely fucking great.